Good evening, everyone. It's Gina from Gina K Designs, and welcome back to another Stampin' Chat Live. How is everybody doing tonight? It's great to see all of you coming in from all around the United States and around the world. I'm really excited tonight. You know, when I first posted my live today, I wasn't sure what I wanted to play with, so I said holiday card kit fun. But then I was kind of going through all the comments and all the requests and different messages that I've gotten, and people really have been asking me to do something with these new die plates. So I thought that I would show you. I know I showed you the cards that I had made, but I never showed you how I made them. So I thought it might be fun tonight to play with one of these die plates, maybe two if we have time, and make something a little fun with these, right? So before we get started, let's say hello to Tom.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Making a lot of noise over there.
I am?
Yeah.
Oh, because of these plates? I know, they're kind of rubbing against each other here.
Kind of a crazy day, huh?
Oh my goodness, was it ever crazy?
When's the last time you had what you would consider a perfect day? Doesn't it seem like...
Well, you know, I don't think that there's any perfect days, right? But there's some good in every day, right?
There's some good in every day, but there's always mayhem.
Yeah, around here there's always mayhem. So today we got started. We finally received the very last component of a little card kit that's coming out on Thursday. And you should have seen that. We had like 13 people packaging this product today, and they're going to be going strong for the next...
Little bit of cardio work.
Yes, definitely cardio workout today. Yes. But it was crazy, and I can't wait to show it to you. So I guess Tom, that's a great segue to talk about our new release that's coming up.
All right.
All right. Okay, so we have a release coming up this Thursday at noon. Now, don't worry, it's not a big release. It's a small release. We have a kit, and then we have 4 other products that actually are already out there because I use these products at the SCT Crop and Create Delivered event. So some of you who took that event already have the 4. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Mayhem.
That's your daughter, Alicia. Do you want to text her and make sure everything's okay? So let me get back to what I was saying. So the 4 products that we're releasing were products that were part of the SCT Crop and Create Delivered event that we held in October, well, the end of September, early October here in our studio. And there were like 3,000 people that were part of that event. So if you were part of that event, you'll have those products, but you will not have this new kit. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's just in time to make some quick cards for the holidays, quick tags. I'm not done with the holidays yet, guys. It's only October and I can't be done yet. I mean, for me, I'm still shopping for Halloween candy. So I've got something else for the holidays. That's going to be on Thursday at noon. And there's going to be a brand new incentive that's going to debut too. So even if there are things that you wanted that you haven't yet gotten from the last release, you can get a new incentive this time as well. So join Tom and me. It's just going to be Tom and me on Thursday at noon for I call it a mini release, because in November we're going to have a release with all of our illustrators as well. And that one's going to be a mini release because it won't have a kit. So we're kind of dividing it up, but I think it's going to be lots of fun. All right. And everybody's been asking, when is the next release? I know everybody's excited. And when you see this, I'm telling you, this kit, oh my goodness, I think you're really going to like it. So let's talk about these die plates. All right, so here are the 3 die plates that we released last month, and they are so much fun. Now, these were plates that I created for the Brutus Monroe event. Christopher Allen and Michael over at Brutus Monroe put me in charge of doing Christmas cards for their card class. And we had about 300 guests at the class. And then we waited until our Christmas release to release these. So I thought tonight, maybe I would do this one And this one, I don't know. You know, if I did this one, it would be much faster, but this one is so cool. So I think I'm going to do this one and then maybe this one, or start with this one. But I want to show you how easy these are to work with. And I want to show you how much fun paper piecing can be with these particular die plates. So why don't we make some beautiful cards using a couple of these tonight, and we'll see what we have time for. So I'm going to start with a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to get my ink cubes out. All right, so let's see here. I got my whole ink cube set under here. Okay. This is my ink cube set. Oh my goodness. Now these aren't all of our ink cubes. There's probably a few missing from here, and everybody always asks me where I got this tray. This tray came from a company called Organize More, and it works with any of the square ink cubes. It also will work with your distress inks. I tried to put mine in color order, but you know, when I'm reaching under the table, sometimes they get out of order. But I wanted to do something with the purples and maybe something with some pinks for this one. So maybe what I will use is, maybe I'll go with the medium lilac, which is one of our newer colors. And then I'll do something like passionate pink, or maybe one of the carnations, maybe the medium carnation. No, I think I'll go with passionate pink. Let's make this nice and bright. These are non-traditional colors. You guys know that I love doing the non-traditional color thing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the purple, and I'm going to do just a wood graining over this cardstock. And I'm going to kind of alternate a little bit. So I'm not going to do it super close together. I'm going to do like a little bit here like this, and then I'm going to come down here like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with the passionate pink, and I'm going to drag some of that passionate pink across. Now that looks kind of like a mess, but I think you'll really like the way it looks when we get it onto the card. I'm going to drag a little bit more in here. Just kind of mix it in just a little bit. Get a little more purple in there like that. Okay, so that's how I'm going to start my card tonight, with passionate pink and medium lilac. Let me get my die cutting machine. I was also working all day today on a new card class over at Online Card Classes, and I'll be telling you more about that on Facebook and Instagram. But it's a class that's put on by my friends Jennifer McGuire and Christina Warner, and I am one of the teachers, and I'm going to be teaching everything about using, well, not everything, but a lot about using a laminator with foil. So I think that'll be a fun one for you, and I'll tell you some more about it tomorrow. So I'm going to do this die for this card. I think it's going to be really pretty, and especially with these colors, we're going to use this plus a lot of black. All right, so I'm going to put the plate face down. Although it is a more intricate plate, you could turn it on its back, and you can place your cardstock on top face down if you have trouble cutting out more delicate images like this with your die cutting machine. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it this way, and we'll hope for the best. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see all of you. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out. Okay, and then I have some press and seal here. Now, I'm not very good with press and seal, but if you need press and seal, somebody told me that you could get it at the dollar store. I'm going to use it. I mean, I saw it at the dollar store. I saw it at Meijer. I couldn't find it at my own grocery store, which was kind of disappointing. But okay, so there's a few pieces here that have fallen out, and I'm going to pop those back into place. I'm just going to pick them up with this old jewel picker and just put them into place. Now, don't worry that they're not perfectly in place. That's not a problem. You just want to know about where they are. This is not really, we're not doing anything very tricky here. Okay. Alrighty. But I just want to know where they are, sort of. And this little one, I don't even think I'll need that because I'll probably put a sequin up there, but you never know. So I'm going to get a little bit of this press and seal. And I'm not very good with this stuff because I haven't used it very much. But I'm going to lay this right on top here. Put this back. Boy, I really didn't lay that down very gently, did I? It's like a train wreck, but it doesn't really matter. I just want to keep these close to where I want them. So I'm just rubbing over all of the design here. And some will probably come loose, but that's okay. At least most of them will be where I want them. Okay. Now, hopefully, did I do that right, everybody? Hopefully I did. So I'm going to just turn this upside down, and then I'm going to use my craft pick just to like poke these a little bit to make sure that they're out. Yeah, they look like they're pretty good, so they're not going to fly out all over the place. And then I'm just going to pick this up, and at least they're fairly in place here. I know that that's a little bit hard to see, but you can see it a little better if you pick this piece up here. Let's see if I can pull just this piece off. I might be able to. We'll see. Nah, I don't think so. Well, maybe. Hopefully these are all poked out pretty well. They looked like they were. I'm stuck in there. Okay. You can see they're sticking down there. I'm just helping them along. But this really does make it easy when you're doing your paper piecing to kind of know where they go. Makes quick work of that. So this is worth taking the time to struggle a little bit. Okay, so there. That's where they are. And then this one is right on the side here. So now you can see if I put a piece of white cardstock under there, you'll be able to see, I kind of can see where everything is. And that will make it easier for me when I want to paper piece my ornament to be able to just find the piece that I need and just grab it and then put it in place. Now, if you want, you can use this for a different card by laying it on top of some black like that. That would actually be quite pretty and very quick, but we're going to focus on this. All right, so I'm going to put this aside. All right, and now I feel like I can do anything now that that part's done. And that's the most complicated one because of all the pieces. I mean, you can imagine how easy something like this pops out, right? Okay. All righty. So now I'm going to cut another one of those with white cardstock. Okay, so let me go ahead and get my white cardstock. And I'm going to cut this out. Now, I don't know if I told you this, but I think I have a couple of times. If you're new here, maybe you didn't know. I'm going to move my tray here and get it out of the way. But all of our die plates that are A2 size like this work with our Master Layouts 2 die set. And what that means is that the die plate is the same exact size as our stitched die. And all of our Master Layout set have the shadow layer die that goes right behind it. So I'm going to use the shadow layer die to create my black layer for behind this panel. Okay. So let's cut this out. Okay. Welcome, everybody. It's getting busy around here tonight. Okay. So we're starting. This one, I'm just going to pop all of these out. I don't need any of these. Of course, if you wanted to use some white pieces for paper piecing, you could use press and seal for this one too. And, you know, just keep these pieces, but I'm not going to use these. I really like the colors in there. So I'm just going to poke this out. All right. And you can see how pretty that is. It's so pretty in white. I really love it. Okay. And then we're going to cut our black panel. And I'm doing this one opposite the way I did it for the Brutus Monroe class because there's two ways to do it. So if you did take that class, this is a different way. It's just the opposite of what we did in the class. Now I'm going to take this plain black die and I'm going to cut out a piece of black cardstock, plain black die, plain Master Layouts 2 die. It is my black die because every time I cut any cardstock, it's always black cardstock with this. Okay. All righty. Let's see here. Okay. Now I'm going to put this right behind here like that. So I'm going to layer those two pieces together. So now that I'm done with this die cutting for now, I'm going to zoom in a bit so we can work together on this. Let's zoom in there. Okay. So is that too zoomed in? I guess if you're watching on a 72-inch TV, that is like a card that's the size of somebody's bedroom wall. So now I'm going to tape this down. And I'm just going to get a little tape in and around these areas here. I'm not going to worry about all of this. That's really not so necessary because we're going to be gluing pieces in, so they're not going to slip. So I'm not worried about that too much. But I am going to tape around here so that it's not loose at all. Okay. And a little bit down here. Now, these also make fantastic shaker panels. As you can imagine, you just have to put a little bit of acetate in the front, and then you can pop these up with foam tape, and you can add all of your sequin fill in there. All right. So I want to clean all my little white shards off of that, and then I'm going to line that up so I have that nice little shadow layer. All right, looking good. Okay, so now it's time to decide where we want our paper piecing. So I'm going to use, well, I'll probably use a pair of tweezers to get these off just to make it easy. I'm not good with the tweezers like Mindy Egan, but I'm going to try. Okay, and we're going to decide where we want to put our colors. So I think it'd be kind of cool to have a colored ribbon here, but we don't have to do the whole thing. So we could take this piece here and put it right in there. And then we can do the other one. I guess I could peel these off. They peel off pretty easily. See, I'm always finding an excuse not to use the tweezers. So I'm going to add a little bit of Connect glue. Now, this is one of those times where the Connect glue in the fine tip bottle really comes in handy. So I'm going to just use a little bit. You don't have to put it all the way to the edge. It just has to stick somewhere. It's not going to pop out. And then I'm going to pick these up and I'm going to piece them right into those open spaces. I can use the pokey side of my tool just to pop that down. And isn't this just fun and easy? This is one of those things where, you know, if you're not sure what to do, like you want to make a card, this card kind of makes itself because you've got the layout of the card already. So you don't have to do a whole lot of finagling with this card. Once it's done, you just add your greeting and put it on a card base, add a little bit of rhinestones and stuff like that. So now I have to decide, do I want the down here to be pink? I think I do. Pink and purple. I think I do. Although I like it just the way it is. It's just very pretty, just like that. And I love that little bit of black in there. So let's just look at this because we can always pull these back out. Do you guys like that look in there? I think I do. Maybe I'll leave the center the way it is. What do you think? Do you guys like that? I think so. I think we need that. And then we'll leave these parts black because they're kind of in the background. So let's take those out. I do like it in black too. Let's just leave these because let's see everything else first and then we'll decide together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look at this as in rows. So I'm going to fill in this area and then I'm going to let this area go. And then I'm going to fill in this area. So I'm kind of alternating areas. So let's start up here. We'll do these 3. Let's do these 3 right here. Okay. Having a lot of black on the card, that's me. You know, I love a lot of black on my cards, even Christmas cards, any cards. I always think that it just really creates such a beautiful contrast. And I love the wood grain texture on this. It looks so much better after it's all cut out and it's just paper pieced in there, right? It was kind of a little messy looking at first. But I'm just using a jewel picker. You can use any jewel picker. There we go. Well, you got to actually get it in the spot. There we go. And then I'll press that down. Okay. This is sticking to me, so I need to pull my sleeves up. Press and seal sticks to everything. All right, we'll get that in there like that. Okay. Now let's leave that one. And we'll do this one, but we'll leave these 2. So we're just doing some. We're not doing all of them. And it's nice because you can look here and you can see which one you need. You can peel it off and then pop it in. There we go. Okay. So we'll leave that one and we'll do this one. So these actually come together fairly quickly. Oh my gosh, I almost turned the camera off overhead. I leaned on the remote. I did that almost last time too. Do you remember that, Tom?
Yes, I do.
I'm always so glad when something like that doesn't happen and I have to share it with everybody that it almost happened. Yes, the die plates are separate. They're not part of a kit. So you can buy these die plates all by themselves and you can choose whichever ones you want. You don't have to get all of them. They're not a set. Each one is sold separately. So if you like this one, you can just get this one. Okay. So I'm putting that one in there. I think I'll do this here. This is so fun. And I did a die plate not that long ago. Well, it was probably in the spring. I guess it was a while ago. But I did a die plate where I paper pieced just black into certain areas. And I let the colored part of the cardstock be underneath. So that's fun too. You definitely can do that. But yes, I agree. Those black spaces really do make everything stand out. So, all right. So Tom, while I am piecing here, you have a word of the day?
A word of the day.
Because I actually saw people, before we went live, there were actually people saying, I come here to hear Tom's word of the day.
Okay, so I don't know if this is a new word or it's a social media word.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
So someone who posts using a name or an identity that's a lot different than who they are.
Yes.
That would be an imposter.
I like it. That's very good. I like that. Oh, goodness. Yes. So that's funny, Tom. So somebody's asking about the A2 cards. So I'm a big one for layers. So my A2 panels, the ones that we say work with A2 cards, are not the full card front because I always like to do a little border on my card. And so these are 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch. And then when you add the little shadow layer behind there and then you put it on a card base, it frames everything out really nicely. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, what I also want to tell you is all of these pieces that I didn't use can be used for the second card. So you could cut out 2 card fronts, and then you could go in and use all of these pieces that you didn't use for your second card, and all the places where I have color here would just be black. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to do this one too, just because I feel like that would be a good one to do. And this one, if it wasn't for the press and seal, it would definitely be on the floor. Okay. All right. So what do you guys think of that color combination? I'm still deciding. I feel like all this black is very striking here. Like if I put this in here, I feel like it loses something, you know, it's just too much of the color. I like all that black. So I'm going to leave it that way. And then I'm going to add some sequins. I might put that one in and just see how it looks. Let's just try it. Yeah, I feel like that one's cute. Let's put that one in. Let's get it out though so we can put it in. I really like that. And remember, if you wanted to make a second card like this, and you're thinking, yeah, but I really like the bow to look like that, so then I'd be wasting so much. No, you wouldn't. Just streak a tiny little bit of a piece of white scrap cardstock and just cut this section out. That's all you have to do. Just lay it right on top of there, upside down, and cut that out. Then you can use the rest of these pieces and you can have the same kind of look. Okay, so before we add a greeting onto here, and I decided not to use these, let's go ahead and put it on a card base. Now we could put it on a pink card base, we could put it on a purple card base. Let's see, here's lovely lavender. We'll just look at it against lovely lavender. That would be very pretty. Of course, you know, my preference a lot of times is just white. I love how that looks up against white because all the color stays in the design. And then we could go with a pink, but instead of going with passionate pink, I would be more likely to go with bubblegum pink. You know, I don't want it to be too bright. That's really pretty. This is so non-traditional, but I think this is really pretty. Which one do you guys like the best? So, okay, I'm seeing too much white, and then I'm seeing I like the white, but then somebody else is saying just not white tonight. Okay, because I use a lot of white. All right, so the pink is very different. Love the pink. The purple. Would you like to see it with wild lilac just as a little bit of a different contrast? Let's just go with the darker purple too so you can see the difference. Because I think that might make a difference. Let's just try it. Do you guys like the dark purple with it? Okay. I think pink is winning out, isn't it, Tom?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, let's just go with pink. I never have made a pink Christmas card in my life, so this will be the time. This will be the night, and we're living it together. So I got to get my big paper cutter here, my big tonic paper cutter. Yeah, most people are saying pink, and I think it would look pretty with that lavender too. It looks pretty with all of them. But it is very striking when you do it with pink. Okay, so let's see. Let me find my score buddy. I spent the day cleaning all of my tools. Everything had ink on it, and I cleaned all of my tools today. I used a little bit of stamp cleaner, and then I used some Windex after that, and I cleaned my score buddy and my paper cutter and my Misty. Do you ever have one of those days where you just feel like everything needs to be cleaned up? So, all right, so we'll put this on here like that. Remove this white sheet. Okay. Pretty in pink. There you go. I like that. I think pink and black is so nice together. So there we go, pink and black. And then I think we could stamp a real crisp greeting right on here. So I'm going to look at our card kit because we've got some nice greetings here in the card kit. And I'm going to look at our very silly season. And I know that doesn't seem like the right one to use, but I just want to see how this looks right there. Merry Christmas. Do you think that's too big? Should I go with something a little smaller? I think it might look nice. What do you think? Either that, or we can go with this really clean greeting from the Wishing You mini set, like Christmas wishes down here, holiday greetings, Christmas greetings. Should we try this one? Okay, or how about peace and love? We could do Merry Christmas and just mask off the because we're not going to use the Wishing You. Let's do Merry Christmas. Somebody yelled at me on my YouTube channel because I called the cards a holiday card instead of a Christmas card. She was very upset with me. And I tried to explain that you can't take Christ out of Christmas no matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter. He's still there even if I called it a holiday card, right? Okay. So I'm going to line this up so that Merry Christmas looks centered. And that's kind of hard to do, but not too bad. Okay. Merry Christmas. Now, I am going to check this before I stamp it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just be really brave. Oh, my word. Why not? Let's just be brave. That looks pretty good right there. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Look at that. I'm going to move it over just a hair. Once you have it in place, you're good for all your cards. I think this will be okay. It'll be close enough if it's not great. It'll be better than horrible, right? All right, let me get my black ink cube. And then I need a piece of Scotch tape for this. Or I can use purple tape or washi tape. Yeah, I don't have any Scotch tape, so I'll just use a little washi tape for it. Anything that you have that's sticky, I'll just use a little bit. And then I'm just going to cover the A up here on this greeting. Just going to cover that up. And then I'm going to ink up the greeting. Then I'm going to take that washi tape off. And I'm going to stamp it. Okay, here we go. There's my Chucky tool. Just light touch there. Oh, yeah, that looks nice, doesn't that? Isn't that clean and cool? I love it. I love that. Okay, so now for our next step, we're going to add a few sequins onto this one. So what colors do I have? Oh, I do have some. Ooh, let's use, should we use these? Let's use some of these silver pearls. I don't think I had these back then. Let's do a couple little silver pearls. We're just going to do like 2 or 3, just a little bit of bling. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a little white there that I want to get rid of. I'm going to put one right up here in there. So I think a small one or a medium one will fit. Let's use a medium one. And we'll pop that in there. Is that going to fit? No. Let's use a small one. All right. We'll drop it into that hole. That is a perfect fit, guys. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And then I want to break this up a little bit. So I think I'm going to use a bigger one right up here. So like put a big one right into that little section right there, like that. So let's add a little glue there. You don't need a ton. Okay, and we'll drop that right in. There we go. Just to add a little bit of bling to the card. I want to keep this one simple. I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. Sure, Linda, I can take a moment to explain the difference between our jet black ink and our obsidian black. So our jet black ink, which is this, our jet black and our obsidian. Okay, so both jet black and obsidian are amalgam ink. And our amalgam ink is perfect for when you color, you want to color with Copic markers, watercolor, and colored pencil. This way you don't have to think about if you're going to want to watercolor or use Copic markers. It'll work with anything. Jet black was the first color that we released, and obsidian, we found out that we could do our black even darker. So once we switched over to obsidian, we discontinued jet black. Now we don't carry jet black anymore, but we may still have some re-inkers on the site. And you can re-ink your jet black ink pad with our new obsidian color re-inker, and it will work just fine. So it was really just a matter of wanting an even blacker black. So hopefully that helps. Okay, just have to clean my Connect glue. So I think we have time to make one more. So why don't we make a tree card? Because that's going to be that's going to have a lot of crystals on it, but I think it'll be really pretty. So let's do a Christmas tree card. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. And this one I'm not even going to need the press and seal for, which is kind of fun. We'll do something very similar, but we'll do it in greens. We'll make it a little bit more traditional. We'll do like greens and blues on this one. So I'm going to use, I think, Blue Lagoon, and then Lucky Clover. So this will be a very bright, fun card. It'll be a little closer to a little more traditional, but not really because it's going to have blue in there, but why not, right? So we'll go heavy on the green for this. So I'm going to go ahead and do some green stripes going down here. I really like this texture for it. Let's make sure that we'll get enough of that green in there. Oh, I think we will. That'll look good. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and add a little bit of blue in there, get some streakiness, do some overlapping so we've got some other colors in there. So wherever we end up cutting, it'll be a little bit of everything. Okay. That's pretty. I like that. Thank you, guys. You're so nice. All right, I'm going to put this card aside because I am bound to ruin it. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to cut this one out. This is going to go really fast, this one. So we're going to cut this one out with that die plate. Let me find my plates. Have them across the room. All right, so I'm going to lay this down, and then I'm going to place my, so you can kind of see where it's going to be. And I kind of like it there like that. That looks pretty good. Okay. This is sliding around because I have it on a piece of cardstock instead of having the rubber feet touching the counter. Okay, so I'm just going to pop these out. I'm not too worried about popping them out. I'm going to do them off to the side here real quick. It's only just a few pieces, as you can see, and I'm going to put those over on the side. And again, you could use this to make a really pretty card. It is very pretty. You could make a very pretty card just by popping that onto the black like that. And then you can add some crystals and rhinestones and things. So you can always use your negative piece and put your greeting right there. But I am going to do what we did before, because we're going to paper piece this one again. So I'm going to cut out just a plain black panel. And this, I'm using the Master Layouts 2 die set for this. Tom, did you hear back from Alicia?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
All is well.
All is well. Good. You know me, I'm a mama first. When my kid calls and I can't answer the phone, I have to at least know that she's not on the side of the road with a flat tire. Okay, I'm just going to move this over here for a second. And there is my black panel. Now I'm going to cut one more Christmas tree out of white cardstock. So I don't know why I put that away. Let's get this out of the way. Put this over here to use it later. Okay. Right? You guys know. Anybody who has kids knows it's, if your kid calls you, they're like, oh, and you miss it. I panic. But I gotta learn to get over that. I gotta learn that everything's not a tragedy. Ugh. Maybe it's because the kids only call when something's wrong. Maybe that's why. So I worry that if they're calling, something's wrong. I guess when they get a little older, they start to call just to check in, right? Somebody tell me that's the case. All right, so I'm going to pop these two together. This is so striking too. Like if you just want that cool black and white look, it's just a fun thing. And again, these make fantastic shaker cards because you've got all those open windows. All right, I'll move this out of the way. Sorry, I know that's really loud. The microphone's right there. I'm probably like breaking your eardrums. Okay, so again, we're going to do the same thing. I just want to wipe off any white spots that are there. And then I'm going to do my tape kind of up and around just to get it close. I know, I see you. I see you. I know, we're all the same. Or they want money. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so nice. Those of you that are saying your kids call you every day, that's really nice. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on here with that nice little border from Master Layouts 2. Ooh, that looks so crispy, crisp. I love it. And now this is going to go really fast. So I definitely think that we need to do this at the top because I want a little color up there. And then we're just going to alternate. We're going to skip. So let me get these in the mix here. You know what you could do is we could just chop this one. Let's do it. And we'll leave the star black at the top because I think that's really striking to have that black up there at the top. So let's cut this. I'm going to get right in there and just cut it across like that. I can pull that off and then I can trim it so it's a little bit nicer. There. And you'll see what I mean. I think that that's going to make it look even more beautiful. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue there. And then this little piece that I altered is going to go right there. And then we'll have that nice star at the top. I guess I could have cut a point. I wonder if I still can. I don't know. No, I don't think I can. So we're going to leave it like that. And then we're going to go to this next one because that's better than horrible. So we're skipping. And then I'm going to pick this one up, pop it in there. Ooh, that's pretty. I should zoom in more so you guys can see a little bit. This one's really easy. So if you want to make a whole bunch of these for Christmas, you'll knock them out in no time. And then this big one, because you're only really sticking 6 pieces in there. I mean, 3 pieces. This is too big to do that, so I can just lay it in there like a puzzle piece. And for those of you that like doing puzzles, that's super fun because they just pop right into place. And then you've got these extra pieces that you can use for the next card. So they'll just be the opposite. And if you want, you can do the same thing. Cut this straight across so the trunk is black, and you can do just a tiny little cutout up there. Okay, so now we're going to add a greeting to this, but first we've got to pick a card base color. That was really fast, wasn't it? I like that. Let's pick a card base color. So I'm going to try Apple Mint. Here's Apple Mint. Don't you think, I'm not even using Apple Mint, but I think I might glue a couple of these down because they're kind of lifting up on me. So I'm just going to lift the hood here and do a little squeeze of glue. There we go. Because that one kept coming up. The other ones are tight. That one just seemed a little loose. All right. So do you guys like the Apple Mint? I love that color. I think it looks great. We'll try one more color, like let's try Ocean Mist with it, but I don't think I'm gonna like it as much. I feel like that's drab. I feel like this makes the greens come out more. Lori, your eyes hurt? Come on, it's green. Lori, aren't you a Packers fan? Maybe not. Maybe I have the wrong Lori. Maybe you're not a Packers fan. Let's go with the Apple Mint. Okay. So, all right. So if you come over to YouTube, you might have better luck. I don't know why Facebook seems to have problems for people, but you can always come over to YouTube because we stream on YouTube at the same time. All right, I'm going to fold it as a card base and then we can look at it because that's a lot of color all at once to look at. So let's look at it just as a little card base here and see how you like it. I have more faith in your Chiefs than I do in my Packers right now, so I'm going to agree with you. I think that looks nice. I think that looks pretty together. So let's go ahead and glue these together or tape these together. And of course, you can go totally rogue if you want and put a purple card base or put, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be these colors. I picked a lot of blue areas for the tree and I still wanted some more green, but I know it's not traditional Christmas green. But again, this one isn't traditional either, and I think it looks awesome. All right, now we're going to put a greeting on here the same way. So let's see. Let's see if peace and love would work. Will it work? Peace and love, that would be nice. I think that would be pretty, especially with a Christmas tree. This stamp, I put it back really crooked and now it looks crooked. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it onto the Misty and then I'm going to fix it. So once I get it onto the Misty, then I can go back and I can just adjust that a little bit. Because if you put them back on your sheet really crooked, they could stay that way. I'm going to put this little piece of plastic on here. And I'm just going to test this real quick to make sure it looks straight. So this is a little piece of acetate from the stamp sheet. I just took it off my stamp sheet and put it there. And I'm going to stamp it to see if it looks straight. Oh yeah, I think that looks straight. And that looks really cute. I love the font. This font is one of my favorite fonts. It's so crisp. All right, so we'll do peace and love at the bottom here. And then we'll really bling this one up. Okay, that looks really good. Isn't that pretty? Okay. So I think we should bling this up in gold. The other one is silver. I think we should use gold on this one because the gold and the green, I think will really, really look pretty. I know our 7 o'clock live, sometimes if your area is very busy, people get home from work and a lot of people go on the internet all at the same time. It does use a lot of bandwidth, and sometimes they don't give you very much when you're watching a live stream. So I'm sorry about that if you're having trouble. My Misty does look brand new, doesn't it? Because I cleaned it today. All right, so wish me luck picking these up, but I think we're going to do okay. And I think these little gold ones are going to be perfect. Actually, let's dump some out here. Maybe I'll have more luck. All right, so I'm going to just start with a little dot here. And I'm just going to put my glue dots down first and give them a chance to set. Because this is a lot, but I still think I can whip through it. I love cards that use a lot of embellishments too. Sometimes I look at my embellishments and I say, I don't use you enough. So this will give me that opportunity to use them quickly. All right, where'd my pick and stick? Here it is. We're going to go with these gold ones. Pop them into place. And slide them around. Ooh, that's so cute. So when I did the Brutus Monroe class, I used disco ball sequins, and they looked really cute too. But these little gold metallic things are adorable. We have more of these on the way too. I know, I think I've been using these so much that I think they may have sold out. I'm trying to find the ones I don't have to turn over because it makes it easier to not turn them over. And remember, I always post high quality photos of all of my cards, both on Facebook and on YouTube on my community tab, so you can see what these cards look like, nice and crisp. Especially if you're struggling a little bit with your internet, you'll get a nice crisp view of what these look like. So I better not run out of gold metallic pearls, or I'm going to have Tom running into the warehouse to see if you can find one last backup bag in there. I do have to turn some of them over. All right, there we go. I had a word of the day.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
I did.
What is that word of the day?
Well, I told Tom that sometimes I make too many of the same cards over and over again, the same style cards. And I get like, I just want to make something new. And I said, that's called being cardboard. But, my word of the day is not as good as Tom's words of the day for sure.
No, that's a good word of the day.
You think? The hardest part is turning these over when they fall on their back. They're like little turtles, and they just kind of kick and scream. They don't want to turn over. Ba-dum boom. All right. I know there's a trick to turning these over easier. My trick is just to put them back in the bowl and shake them up, and then hope that some more of them land the right way. Pick them up, drop them a couple times. We're getting there. We have nowhere else to be. And by the way, everybody who had a card waiting, I mailed all the cards out. And if you haven't claimed your card, make sure you do. There were just a couple that were unclaimed, but if you've sent one email to customer service and they've responded, then I've gotten it, so you don't have to send them anymore. Yeah, I made 2 cards tonight, which means I can give away 2. Yeah, shaking them up sounds a lot easier than what I'm doing here. Okay, just 2 more after this one. But isn't this cute? The card takes 2 seconds, and then the embellishments, take 3 hours. You could mix them up too with the silver. That would be fun. Alternate silver and gold, especially if you're starting to run low like I am on these gold ones. There's got to be one more in here. Oh, there's one. That would be terrible. Oh my goodness. Help. There we go. That was nerve-wracking. Okay. Now, before I'm finished with that, do you think I should put one more up here in the center like that, just to bling it up? I do. I'm doing it. Sometimes you got to look at it, right, and make sure that you like it before you commit. But I think it needs something up there. It needs a little extra bling, and this one is sticking to me, so it must want to come onto this card. Okay. So there we go. There's that card. We needed that one little blingy baby up there. Okay, let me put these back in my little dish here. Boy, that was quite the effort, these. And let's look at both cards together. There we go. We've got the pink with the purple and the little silver bling. And then we've got the green and blue with the gold bling. So what do you think, Tom? You like these?
Yeah.
They're fun. They're very simple cards. And, you know, I do a lot of complicated cards with lots of layers sometimes, but sometimes it feels good just to make something that's a little bit clean and simple. So let me get those so that everybody can see them, even with us there. Okay. All right. So what do you think? Should we give these away tonight, Tom?
Let's give them away.
Let's give them away. Okay.
Right now, drum roll.
Okay, the first one is the pink one.
Okay, the pink one goes to Jennifer Mitchell.
Yay, Jennifer. Mitchell. Congratulations, Jennifer. Congratulations. All right. And then the green one, the Christmas tree.
All right, the green one with the
bomb.
Christmas tree goes to Aya Kang.
Aya, congratulations. Kang. All right, all you have to do is send your name and address to info@GinaKDesigns.com, and I will get those right out to you. And I will. I'm going to get them out tomorrow, I promise. All right, everybody. Well, Tom and I will be back on Thursday. And remember, Thursday, we're having our mini release, a brand new card kit and 4 other additional products that we know you're going to love, plus a brand new incentive. That's going to be Thursday at noon. And then I'll be back over the weekend with another 5-minute card video. Until then, everybody, thanks for joining us. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we love you all so very much. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.